Hello world. My name is Francesca. I'm just coming to you guys to offer a little more information on the new BMT. If you're like me, you watched a lot of Cal Gott and Wild Blue Yonder and other famous Air Force people just to kind of get an idea before you went to basic training. The thing about watching them is that they kind of went to basic training a few years ago before a lot of the changes were instated and before the new dorms. So I just want to kind of give an update. I think one of the biggest changes is the new dorms. So the new dorms are called Disneyland because they are really big and really nice in comparison to the older dorms. The older dorms, they had about 8 shower heads, and a lot of times only about 6 or 4 of them worked. And now in the newer dorms, we have 25 shower heads. In the old dorms, you have about 60 people to a dorm, or 60 people on a flight. And now we only have 52 people on a flight. In my flight, it kind of went over. At one point, we had like 54 girls. It was only 52 beds in the whole dorm, so they had to bring up 2 extra beds and put them inside of the day room so that they could sleep in our dorms with us and be a part of our flight. Also, one of the bigger differences is that the DFAC is a different building than the dorms are. So in the old dorms, the DFAC was kind of just downstairs in the middle, but it was all one building. Where the DFAC now is between 2 different squadrons, and one squadron gets one half of the DFAC, the other squadron gets the other half of the DFAC, and it's kind of about 10 feet away from the dorms. In the center of them. You have laundry rooms inside of the dorms now. In the wall lockers, which everybody will have a wall locker still, but the security drawer, that's the only thing you lock. Instead of like the whole wall locker, you only have to lock the security drawer now. The flight office is kind of set up differently. Now your NTIs can come from the hallway straight into their office instead of like in the old dorms how it was set up. The flight office was kind of in the middle of the dorm, so like the MTI had to go from the door, you have to let him in, and then he would go to his office. Now they can just have a key to their office and go inside their office. I think one of the other really big differences from the old BMT to the new BMT is the PT. When I was there, we were the first flight to actually go through the new PT, so I'm not sure if they're going to stick with it. You only have a test in the first week, another test in 4th week, so you don't have a second week test, another test in 4th week, and then your final test in 6th week. Run days are Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and strength days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, so you have PT 6 days a week. You have a rest day on Sundays. The people who are still in the old dorms who haven't transitioned into Disneyland yet, they still do a lot more like road runs and stuff like that. Whereas in Disneyland, we didn't do as many. We also didn't do as many Jodies, which kind of sucked because we really wanted to do Jodies. So we didn't start learning Jodies until maybe the last week, within the last 2 weeks we were there. I know a lot of people have questions about Airman's Week. So Airman's Week is an extra week that you're there. That is kind of like a transition week. So they start introducing you more into how tech school is. So you don't have like an NTI yelling at you anymore. And you kind of have a little bit more freedom. You have to have a wingman whenever you go certain places, but you don't have to take one to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff like how we had to do in BMT. And your MTIs, you don't have MTIs, they're called facilitators now, so they're kind of just really nice, and they speak to you like you're a person and they respect you, and but you still do give your reporting statements. Your reporting statements will change. You go from saying sir trainee blank reports as ordered to saying sir airman blank reports. Basically, that's the only kind of biggest change. Also, you get to go to the BX, you have base lids 3 or 4 days out of the week. I think you only don't have it Monday and Tuesday when you get there, but then Wednesday to Sunday you get to have base libs. I think we only did PT like maybe 2 days, 2 or 3 days, so like it wasn't 6 days out of that week. You'll leave your regular BMT after you graduate. Like, you have your graduation week, so it's gonna be, or your graduation weekend, which is like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Monday morning, 5 a.m. or 4 a.m., I don't remember, you go straight to the older squadron that they renovated, which is where you'll have Airmen's Week at. And everybody who graduated, like from all the different squadrons, everybody who graduated from your squadron and everybody else's, they're gonna go to one squadron, and y'all all kind of like get assigned to rooms based on your like AFSC, which is your job for the military. I don't know what else would be that much different. I hear they are going to be changing it a lot more, as far as like wet belts. Like, I've heard that they're not going to have wet belts anymore. So if you get to go to that newer BMT, please let me know, because that would be very interesting to find out about how they do like the new wet belt thing. And I mean, it wouldn't suck for you guys if you go during that time period when they're going to be switching during that transition. But for all of us who did go through like the wet belts and like having our canteen and our like study guides on us all the time and looking like a trainee, like I think you'll look more like a tech school student instead of like a trainee in basic training. But anyway, that is all I have for the biggest differences between the old basic training and the new basic training. Thanks for tuning in.